Hello there, good afternoon. My name is Moige William. Welcome to our live broadcast this afternoon from our broadcasting center here in Nairobi, Kenya. But first, here's what is coming up.
Kumbuka wale watu ambao wanaangalia hii maneno ya consolidate. Those are rich people who have payslips. Na watu wakubwa katika serikalini.
KU North Member of Parliament Adams Kipsanai Blast plan to merge bursaries, warns it will devastate poor Kenyans who depend on the funds. Drama erupted in Nairobi's Karen as matatu operators block road over stage removal.
Tutoe hapa waturudishe mali tulikuwa.
And Member of Parliament wa Maua demands respect for Gachagua, urges focus on unity.
Tokelezea Mount Kenya Legion ilitoka tu kwa sababu ya mabobili tu. Kwa sababu the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua called for unity.
Welcome to TV47 Afternoon's News Program. TV47 News now, and we start here in Nairobi's capital, that is at the Integrity Center, whereby summons have been issued against Kimilili Member of Parliament Didmas Barasa, wanted by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission for allegedly extorting 2 million Kenya shillings from a businesswoman promising to influence award of multi-million government tenders for her. According to the Commission's spokesperson Eric Gumbi, Barasa is required to appear before the Commission on Tuesday, 27th August 2024. In a statement, the Anti-Graft Commission, the investigation into the allegations that the Member of Parliament solicited and received the money from the businesswoman, a contractor, and after receiving the money, the Member of Parliament is said to have cut off communication with the businesswoman and allegedly has been evading her since December 2023 when he received the money. More details to follow. Also still here in the capital and in Karen, where drama unfolded at the shopping center when matatu operators closed the road entrance to Karen, protesting their removal from a stage they operated from. This came after they were squeezed into a stage that, according to them, all circles are unable to fit. They said that private developers are eyeing the stage to put up kiosks and are now urging the Nairobi County Governor to consider them, as they have been there for over 20 years.
Sisi tunataka turudishwe mahali tulikuwa. Manake hapo ndio tulikuwa tunatoshea. Manake hapa wametuleta, kuna ngari za kwenda Donyo, kuna ngari za kwenda Bomas na kwenda hadi Gataka, Rungai, kuna magari hii ya Namboka. Kwa hivyo hii magari hata vile nyinyi mmeingia hapa mmeona, hiyo magari yote iwezi toshea hapa.
Sasa sako hapa tuko sako kaa 20, haziwezi toshea hapa. Kila gari iko na kaa 100 itatoshea hapa.
Marago ni mtoto wa single mother. Sisi ni single mother, kwanza mimi ni single mother. Anataka tulelewe watoto wapi? Na sisi ndio tulimchagua. Hata tufanye aje?
Sasa hapa kusema kweli, hii sehemu wametupatia ni kidogo. Sisi tumeishi hapa Karen miaka yote. Hapa ndio tunajua unga yetu inatokanga. Unaona? Huyu jamaa amekuja tumemchagua, lakini ameshikana na matajiri. Ameshikana na chama ya Karengata. Na Karengata.
Elsewhere, Wiper Democratic Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has blamed the Kenya Kwanza government for the confusion in the education sector. Kalonzo now says the confusion has left many students in agony after they were placed in higher bands that they cannot afford. Kalonzo, in his remarks, pointed that out of the government which was made to uplift its people has now forgotten about them and is giving the rich priorities.
Maisha ni magumu na tunaelewa. Sasa kuna hali ya kutojua inchi iko wapi. Kumbukeni wakati mmoja mimi nilikuwa waziri wa elimu. And there was no confusion in the education sector. Right now, hata kuna mzazi mmoja ametoka Makueni alikuja na mtoto kuletea tu kwa ofisi. Watu wa Kenya wanalia. And education is the best thing that you can give to your child. But today, wazazi wengi hawana namna, confusion in the education sector. Walimu ndio hao wanatishia kwenda mgomo. Mambo ni magumu. There's something drastically wrong.
A government that cannot educate its own children, a government that cannot feed its own people, that government has no business being in office.
All right, still on matters education and also more of sponsorship and scholarship, Kayod North Member of Parliament Adams Kipsanai has vehemently opposed the proposal to consolidate all bursaries and scholarship funds into a single pool. He warns that this move will severely impact poor Kenyans who rely on these funds. While distributing scholarship money to 500 students joining Kipso N TTI for technical courses, Kipsanai suggested that it's more effective to maintain separate roles for each funding source rather than merging them. He cautioned against rushing the proposal, emphasizing that many Kenyans depend on the current allocation system. Combining the funds, he warned, could create significant challenges for those in need.
Kama iendelee namna hiyo, there will be cases of delay disbursement. Kama kwa mfano saizi, wakati mwingine unasikia capitation fee ya wanafunzi imechelewa, kume nini, so kutakuwa na cases kama hizo. Na utakuta kwamba ule ambaye yako maskini katika jamii atabaki kuwa maskini forever. Mimi nasema kwa sasa, kabla tujazungumzia mambo mengi, bado bursaries aswa ile ambaye inasimamiwa kupitia NGCDF, kwa sababu iko na success stories kama hii yetu ya Kayod North constituency, ambapo kuja waitokea malalamishi yote, kwa sababu ule ambaye amependekezwa na jamii ndiye anapata. Kama sasa hivi kama taifa la Kenya, we are suffering from over ambitious constitution. Watu experts walisema tuende pole pole so that tuweze kuibeba. Like for example now, Wakenya wana feel a lot of uzito kwa mambo zingine ambazo tungeweza kuepuka kitambo huko. So I would only advise that we go slow, we take through our people, mpaka wafanye understand, waelewe vizuri, na tujue whether it is practical or not.
All right, now let us shift gears to a little bit of politics, whereby Marago Member of Parliament Meru has urged Mount Kenya leaders to shift their focus from succession politics to delivering essential services to Kenyans. The Member of Parliament expressed regret over the political infighting against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua while neglecting crucial issues such as poor road networks, lack of electricity and water scarcity in their constituencies. Wamaua also called out Laikipia East Member of Parliament Mwangi Kionjori and other MPs for targeting Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua instead of addressing the pressing needs of their people.
We voted this government tukijua kiongozi alikuwa William Samoei Ruto na naibu wake Rigathi Gachagua. Na hii siasa mingi ilitokelezea Mount Kenya Region ilitoka tu kwa sababu ya mabobili tu. Kwa sababu the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua called for unity. Watu washikane, watu watembee pamoja, watu waongee kwa sauti moja. Swali ni makosa gani ilikuwepo kwa hiyo swara ya kuambia watu wa Mount Kenya tushikane na tutembee pamoja? Ndio kama ni maendeleo tunapigania kutoka kwa ushuru ile imechukuliwa na serikali, tuwe tunaongea na lugha moja. Kumbuka alikuwa anashikwa Friday, anaachiliwa na board Monday. Na wakati huo wengine walikuwa busy na maneno ya chama zao kama TSP Mwangi Kionjori. Na hapo bereni ulikuwa unashikana na wengine ukisema watu wa mlima tuungane, tushikane ndio tuwezane na kutetea watu wetu.
In Garissa, a section of leaders are now urging the government to lift the one-year ban on gypsum mining imposed due to increased insecurity in the mines. The group highlighted that gypsum mining had been a major contributor to both local and national tax revenue, supporting crucial public services and infrastructure projects. They are calling on the government to establish policies that will allow mining companies to resume their operations.
Tumeita hapa ili kuomba serikali kutoa vikwazo ambavyo vimewekewa uchimbaji wa madini wa gypsum hapa Garissa. Wafugaji hapa wanalalamika walikuwa wakipata maji kila wakati wa kiangazi. Ukiangalia saa hizi tunaelekea msimu wa kiangazi, wafugaji hawa watahitaji maji. Kwa kisingizio ya ukosefu wa usalama, serikali imechukua hatua ambayo hatukufurahia ya kufunga uchimbaji wa madini wa gypsum. Kwa hivyo sasa hizi waziri wetu mpya Joho, ambaye sasa hizi ameanza mkakati wa kuimarisha wizara yake, ningependa vile vile aje hapa Garissa angalie jinsi ambavyo anaweza kuimarisha gypsum ambayo inaleta faida nyingi sana katika mkoa wa Kaskazini Mashariki na eneo hili la Barambala. Hii issue ya gypsum, shida yake yote inatokana na wale ambao hawana cheti rasmi, ambao wanataka kutumia nguvu, wanataka kutumia viongozi wao katika serikalini kuwalazimisha wakazi wa eneo hilo ili wapewe fursa ya kuchimba madini ya gypsum.
Now, for the second time, Lucy Nyokabi Mathenge, a prime suspect in the Mbakasi ranching case, failed to appear in court to respond to charges of allegedly obtaining 640,000 Kenya shillings by pretending to sell land in Ruai to John Ngaruya. The State Council told the court that the suspect could not attend due to illness and her advanced age. However, the plaintiff's lawyer alleged that the defendant was seen in a black Prado parked outside the court. The magistrate has set a new deadline of August 26th for Nyokabi to appear in court.
The accused person is unwell, in secret, and she went to the hospital. So I have a copy of the medical report that has been sent.
Because I am aware that the accused person is outside here in her motor vehicle. I have the registration number. I can read it out to the court.
People living with disabilities have pleaded with President William Ruto to give them a chance in state appointments. Hafid Ibrahim, the chairperson of Persons with a Disability in the Northeastern region, pointed out how PWDs feel neglected when it comes to the appointment of top jobs, insisting they are also qualified to take top positions to serve Kenyans.
Mimi ni mlemavu wa kuzaliwa, mkono yangu unaona vile inakaa, mguu yangu iko hivyo. Sasa hivi umeanza kuandika ma CSS, PSS zinakuja, chairman zinakuja, CEOs zinakuja, at least patia sisi nafasi. Na sisi walemavu kwa national cake hatuko, Mr. President. Tumesoma, mimi mwenyewe niko na degree na kadhalika.
Anamuomba rais, sisi watu ambao wanaishi na ulemavu ni kama hatuko Kenya. Si tunaomba sisi kama watu ambao wanaishi na ulemavu. Umepeana CSS, hiyo imeisha, hatujapata hata moja. Umepeana PSS, hatujapata hata moja. Umepeana parastato, hatujapata hata moja. Kwani kura yetu ikiwekwa kwa debe inaingianga ikiwa nusu, kama vile mimi niko nusu mlingoti. Huyu jamaa akitusimamia akitoka Northeastern, hata Northeastern ni Kenya, na hakuna mlemavu yoyote anasema hata huyu najua ametoka Northeastern. Akitusimamia si hatuna shida.
Powerful sentiments there. Now, the 7th Pace Setters International Awards will be held in August 2024 at the Agril Hotel in Nairobi to honor industry leaders for their innovation and higher quality goods and services, job creation, exemplary leadership and contributions to societal transformation and economic growth. Speaking during the press briefing in Nairobi for the 7th Pace Setter International Awards 2024, Jared Oundo, Executive Director of Jubilant Stewards of Africa, said that they are fortunate to highlight such a platform to the industry leaders that demonstrate brilliance.
This award is very instrumental to Jubilant Stewards of Africa because it has been key for our goals for improving different SMEs and different companies from different sectors of the economy. And looking back, we are glad that every company that has taken part in our activities and our awards has seen tremendous growth in terms of their sizes. They have expanded, and also their capital has grown, and also their assets have improved massively. So we are looking forward to it, and we want to encourage different companies.
Elsewhere, St. John's EACC Church in Kaloleni, Kilifi have celebrated a century of faith. The event, attended by hundreds, honored the missionaries who introduced Christianity 120 years ago and underscored the church's mission to inspire current and future generations.
Ni furaha yangu kuwa hapa leo kusherehekea matunda ya hawa missionari. Ni kazi kubwa walioifanya, na kama vile hotuba ya Baba Askofu alivyosema hapa, sasa miskati si ni wewe na mimi.
Sherehe hizi za leo basi zitupe tafakari yenye mambo matatu, na ambazo tafakari hizi yenye mambo matatu itaangazia sana masomo ambayo tulisoma. Tafakari hii ya kusherehekea miaka 100 itupe mambo matatu. Jambo la kwanza ni kumbukumbu. Sisi nasi hatuna budi kama Yoshua kukumbuka na kusherehekea kazi hii iliyofanyika hapa miaka 120, uwepo, ahadi na jinsi Mungu ambavyo alitosheleza mahitaji ya kazi yake.
Kika mambo yalikuwa mengi, lakini mimi ambaye ni Mkristo na mzaliwa wa kanisa wa Kianglikana, nilikuwa lazima nifurahi ya kwamba tunasherekea miaka 100 toka jengo lile liwe, lakini pia miaka 120 toka injili ya Yesu Kristo kufika mahali hapa.
Mombasa County, with support from the International Republican Institute, that is IRI, has launched a program to educate local youth on how the government collects taxes and reinvest them in public services. This initiative aims to strengthen public participation in the budget allocation process. Meanwhile, civil society organizations are urging the Treasury Cabinet Secretary to stop delaying the release of funds allocated to county governments as required by Article 207 of the Constitution. In a related development, Mombasa County Secretary and Head of Public Service, that is Jaizam Farouk, has emphasized the importance of involving the youth in public participation, aiming to increase appreciation for both national and county government projects currently under public scrutiny.
Hao ni vijana ambao tunataka kuwaeleza ili wao wapate katika mipangilio yetu ya kuhusisha jamii katika kufahamu ile utendakazi wetu. Kwa hivyo hao tutawaeleza vipi tunavyokusanya ushuru, tunavyotumia, na pia wapate kueleza sasa wananchi mipangilio yetu, ili wakija katika zile public participation wana information ambayo inaweza katika kujadiliana, katika kufahamikiana na ile miradi yetu ya county government.
Tunaangalia ni jinsi gani wakazi wa Mombasa wanaweza kupata services in good time, and also ensuring that we are putting the county government in check for them to realize that we are there and we are looking, and it's prudent that they do as they're supposed to be doing.
The national government can't hold a lot of functions that still have a lot of money, and then they refuse to release those resources to counties, and then they start wanatupimia hewa na hii pesa kidogo ambayo wametupea.
Vijana kama hawa watakapofanyiwa training na kuonyeshwa zile mbinu za kufanya hii kazi ya oversight, itasaidia pakubwa kupunguza ubadilifu wa mali katika kaunti zetu, na vile vile pia kuona kwamba ile miradi ambayo inakusudiwa kufanywa na kaunti yetu inafanyika.
We are going to form a joint action plan that will in turn help us to realize improved service delivery within the county.
It's a project that when we go to the community, also create awareness, the community to understand some of the roles that they're supposed to play, na pia waelewe majukumu ya the different leadership structure.
Now listen to this. A hidden gem lies in the great county of Meru, a wilderness less visited, and that's the Meru National Park. This park teems with a variety of wildlife species. It also harbors a rich history and is famous as the setting for Joy Adamson's book dubbed Born Free, and also played as a hideout for Meru revolutionary leader Musa Mwariama during the colonial war. Our reporter Elizabeth Atieno visited the Meru National Park and has filed these reports.
The gates of Meru National Park welcome you to the true definition of an area so remote yet surrounded by undiluted natural beauty. Situated about 350 kilometers from Kenya's capital Nairobi and 71 kilometers from Meru town, to get here you have to bear with long hours on the road, but the rewards are immense. After all, they say where the road ends, the real adventure begins. Dear viewer, the gates of Meru National Park is a chunk of real escapade. As warm air and thick dust emanating from the rich volcanic soils deposit rise from this land, you will spot each and every variety that constitutes Kenya's wildlife system. From lions, giraffes, elephants, buffaloes, rhinos, and over 410 bird species, all battling for survival. This park boasts of unrivaled biodiversity, to say the least.
The park also boasts of having the special 5. Among the special 5 is the reticulated giraffe, which is endangered species. We also have the gravy zebra, which is also endangered. We have the Somali ostrich. We also have the Bisa oryx and the Gerenuk.
The park, which covers an area of 870 square kilometers, borders Isiolo County to the north, Tana River County to the east, Garissa County to the northeast, Tharaka Nithi County to the south. It equally borders Kora National Park, which is twice bigger than Meru National Park and is covered with a dense bush, acacia woodland, and verdant tall grasslands.
Meru Conservation Area is about 4,000 square kilometers. And this conservation area is the second largest conservation space after Savo Conservation Area.
Straddling the equator, the park is intersected by 13 rivers. The rivers and mountain-fed streams pass insurmountable barriers as they snake through the Meru National Park, giving birth to its green paradise, a vital feature now that the world is grappling with the effects of climate change. Hippopotamus gather to get full advantage of this breathtaking river. The tens of hippopotamus share a single spot along the river as they balletically aim to get upstream.
Because if we have some of the rivulets drying up, the hippos will start moving upstream. The elephants will move upstream. When all these animals are moving upstream, the carnivores also move upstream. And by any chance, they'll be found outside the park. And this causes human-wildlife conflict. Actually, climate change has a correlation with human-wildlife conflict.
The wild animals are not the only ones making this pilgrimage. This is more of a showcase than a pristine national park. Here, there exists an array of activities that visitors can indulge, including game viewing, camping, picnicking, hiking, and even swimming, all made possible by tourist attraction sites like the Elsa's Gorge and Rhino River Camp, nestled within the park.
Sakopi has a capacity of 25 parks, and besides those, we have 2 other facilities immediately outside the park. That is Equator Safari Camp, which has a capacity of 10, and Rhino River Camp, which has a capacity of 18.
They say a people without a past is like a nation without a soul. The historic memories of the indigenous people might have been destroyed, but this baobab tree situated in this park harbors what is not to be forgotten, and it traces back to 1950s. This tree was the hideout of famous Meru revolutionary leader Musa Mwariama as he hid from the colonialists. Mwariama was the only Mau Mau from the Meru side who survived the war without being killed. He was the founding member of the Kenyan African Union and led his troops to victory in 1952 against the British troops at the Battle for Ole Nguruone.
A baobab hideout, where it is believed during the Anvil Operation Onslaught, Musa Mwariama did not succumb to the colonial war, but he only lost his life in 1989 from a snake bite.
Still in the 50s, in 1956 to be specific, a lioness dubbed Asa was born and was bred by a couple, Joy and George Adamson. The two met in Kenya and got married in 1944. Joy had deep interest in the natural world, whereas George was a game warden for the Northern District of Kenya. In 1956, George embarked on a mission into the wilderness. Unfortunately, a lioness charged him out of the bush, and in defense, he shot and killed her, only to find out that she was protecting 3 cubs. George then brought home the 3 lion cubs. However, raising the 3 cubs proved to be difficult, and after 6 months, 2 of the cubs were sent to a European zoo. The smallest cub, Elsa, remained with Joy and George. Elsa, the lioness, was trained and then released back into the wild. Joy assimilated her knowledge and wrote a book about Elsa, dubbed Born Free, which was published in 1960. A book that brought unmatched fame to the Meru National Park. In 1961, Elsa succumbed to a tick-borne disease, but her memories live on in this park.
This is the Elsa's grave, one of the many prehistoric sites we have right here in the vast Meru National Park, which boasts of not only historical and cultural heritage, but also a remarkable wildlife ecosystem.
Meru National Park was founded in 1966 and was run by one of Kenya's most energetic wardens, Peter Jenkins. However, in the 1980s, the park fell into neglect, and for more than a decade into the late 1990s, the entrancing wilderness was virtually off limits due to poaching.
Between 70s and 80s, we had nearly all our black rhinos wiped out within the park. Insecurity was so high, we lost a lot of revenue because visitors would not come to the park. But until 1989, when Kenya Wildlife Service was established and some of the restoration programs were introduced,
the situation has improved over time, and now the park is secure.
The elephant population had reduced from 3,500 to only merely 200. This is just through poaching. And with improved security, with a lot of support from the government, we've been able to restore the population. As of 2021, we recorded 986 elephants within the Meru Conservation Area.
Still, human-wildlife conflict is still a menace, with communities bordering the park decrying losses and destruction caused by elephants.
Mara nyingi hata kuna wakati tulifunga barabara ya hapo Njoro Iboro usiku, tukakaa hapo mpaka saa 6 ya usiku, na asubuhi yake tukasema tutaandamana juu ya huyo ndovu last year. Lakini ngemwande na asubuhi yake alikuja akatuambia kwanza hiyo rora itawekwa soonest possible.
Kwa mfano unakuta ya kwamba wanyama huwa wanapotea, wanatoka kwa mahali makao yao wakati sana sana wa kiangazi.
According to the Meru National Park Kenya Wildlife Service team, a durable solution lies on a clever compromise that will make both wild animals and the local community happy and satisfied.
And basically, we might tell the community, we might sit with the county government and tell the community the best way is to leave the corridors open for the animals and to see if they can try alternative livelihood activities. It can do beehive farming, it can do chili farming, but not food crops.
The story of Meru National Park depicts